Hey guys, Raya here. I've always enjoyed having themed shirts to match any of our vacation destinations, especially when we were going to theme parks. And for our Japan trip, since we were going to both theme parks and themed restaurants, I thought it would be super fun to attempt designing and making my own t-shirts to match all of those locations, using my Cricut vinyl cutting machine. Watch as I give it a try. The first step was designing the images. I found cute pictures online that I wanted and used the old Adobe Illustrator to outline each image and then exported to SVG. I uploaded the SVGs to Cricut Design Space, and then the harder work began. Since I'm not very adept at using Illustrator, I had to delete the fill colors on the SVGs to make sure they were transparent except for the actual outlines I wanted. I repeated that process for each image, then aligned them to use up the least amount of vinyl, and got to cutting. First, I prepped all my vinyl on different mats to make the process go a lot faster. With high temp vinyl for shirts, you actually have to mirror the image in the Cricut program and then put the vinyl face down on the mat so it will be the right orientation when you press it. I had to make sure they were on the mat relatively straight and that there weren't any air bubbles. Then I loaded each mat on in order and pressed go. The Cricut machine is so amazing for its ability to do such small, precise work and for how fast it goes. I realized after the first round that I had forgotten some red and white images, so I had to do those a second time. Then I settled down for a few hours of weeding. When you're doing more detailed designs, this process can take so long. First, I cut each piece out to keep them organized. Then I used a little hook tool to pull off the big pieces of excess material, and then a pair of fine point tweezers to get all the tiny pieces off. The Hogwarts castle took the longest, since it had so many small pieces to remove and so many other small pieces that needed to stay, especially for stars and windows. But overall, it was pretty satisfying work. Kind of mentally soothing, like a puzzle. Then it was time to press. I set my heat press to 305 degrees with a 15-second timer, since I knew I would be doing multiple passes on most of my designs. I ironed the shirt smooth in the place the design was going, took a long time to carefully decide where to place each piece, and then placed down some parchment paper just to be careful. The spacing was definitely the hardest part. I wish I had an alignment tool to make it easier. I ended up pressing the simple single color designs twice with the clear transfer page still on them, then took that off and pressed directly on it one more time, still with the parchment paper. The layered designs were a bit trickier. The first couple steps were the same, but then I only pressed each layer once or twice before placing the next layer on top of it. The arm sleeve was also tricky, since I did the word Seeker for a Gryffindor Quidditch shirt, but I was trying to save vinyl space during the cutting stage, so I broke the word into two parts and had to take some time to line it up nicely. Overall, I think the shirts turned out pretty great. They were high quality, survived washing machine and travel pretty well, and looked cute. If I were to do it again, I think I would either make the designs smaller to go on the left chest, or larger and center them fully on the shirt. But I was really satisfied with the final product, and it was so fun to wear them around Japan. Thanks for watching!